The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was one of the most hated games within the Zelda franchise for a lot of reasons. Mainly, people did not like the new concept of motion controls which were introduced in the game, which Nintendo thought would be a pretty cool addition, but in the end they just turned out to be pretty much something which everyone hated in the Zelda franchise. Also, people most definitely did not appreciate the fact that the tutorials took a lot more time than they expected, and the playing time was pretty limited. People have also been expecting a new HD remake of Skyward Sword from a very long time, but unfortunately Nintendo has not been listening to their fans' wishes. But something tells me that now Nintendo has plans to make an HD remake of Skyward Sword. So then, I think it's time to go ahead and jump right into this video. So, be sure to punch that like button, and if you're done, let's jump into the video itself, shall we? Alright, so about a few years back, Nintendo actually released Twilight Princess HD for the Nintendo Wii U. But unfortunately, the Wii U is pretty much a dead console now. Just like Mario, when you get damaged by Goombas when you don't actually need to be. But anyways, that game was an amazing game, and it provided a lot of amazing things, mainly a huge improvement in the graphics. People seem to really enjoy the game, and people seem to be replaying the game till this date. Now, that just proves how amazing the game is and how much of an impact it had on the Zelda franchise, isn't it? But Skyward Sword was one of those games which people just did not like even the first time it came out. So definitely Nintendo should be making some plans for actually making a remake of the game, and therefore I feel like Nintendo would actually make a small attempt to actually slightly improve this game as far as graphics and other issues are concerned. Now, the Nintendo Switch has actually been a huge success within the fans of the Nintendo franchise, and I personally think it would be an amazing idea if they actually go ahead and make a remake of Skyward Sword on the Switch. And also, as the Nintendo Switch is both a home console and a portable console, it will also be pretty easy for fans to actually play it when they are not in the house, and that was one of the very big limitations of Skyward Sword, but also of Twilight Princess. Now, as far as the motion controls are concerned, people just did not like them as well, and I feel like they would do something to make it a little bit more unique, but at the same time retain the same formula to go ahead and retain the same overall feel of Skyward Sword on the Wii, but also make a slight change to make the fans enjoy the game as much as a new game. But then there is a pretty weird problem. With the release of the Nintendo Switch, there actually came a lot of new fans for the Nintendo franchise. And because of that, a lot of people may not have played Skyward Sword. But there also may be a lot of fans who have already played Skyward Sword on the Wii and therefore already know a lot about the game. For them, seeing the same long tutorials over and over again will frustrate them to the core. And I feel like that's something which could also potentially make the fans a little bit disturbed and irritated. But at the same time, I feel like for a new game, Nintendo might also add some very interesting things to the game to go ahead and make it more lively, and also hopefully make the tutorials a little less long. Okay, now here is where I've got something interesting in mind. because Breath of the Wild was one of those games which made Nintendo get a lot of profit, I feel like they may add a few concepts from Breath of the Wild, mainly because that would really make the fans a little bit more excited, because having a huge open world is something which was mainly introduced in Breath of the Wild. And I feel like that would probably make people a lot more excited, and not just like Twilight Princess HD, which had the exact same story but just had improved graphics and a few small changes here and there. If they also change up the story a little bit, that would also make a huge difference and make the game get a lot of profit. And with that, I think I've covered all that I wanted to speak about Skyward Sword HD. And as usual, if Nintendo actually plans to make a remake, I know that they will do an amazing job and make all the fans amazed at how much of an amazing game it is. And as always guys, be sure to punch that like button, be sure to subscribe if you already haven't, and be sure to also click that bell notification icon to go ahead and receive all the latest notifications from my uploads. And be sure to share this video with a fan of the Nintendo franchise. So once again guys, my name is Mahesh, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. See you.